Hello, learners. Hi, how are all of you? I hope you're all doing good. In fact, great and fantastic. I am CA Rajvardhan, an educator on Academy, bringing up to you a beautiful series of videos here on not for profit organization. By the time this video is out, you might have already seen two videos before this on NPO. One is on, okay, both the problems were basically on NPO along with BRS. In this video, we are going to discuss a master problem on not-for-profit organization. Problem which has a requirement for you to prepare receipts and payment account, income and expenditure account, opening as well as the closing balance sheet along with several working. So this question is picked from ICI material. In the practice questions, this is question number 3. I regard this as a master one because it has every possible requirement that you can ask for from the question. You get that? So we'll get started with this question, and before I go any further ahead with this question, I have some really exciting news for you all. An academy is in the quest of making learners learning way better every damn time. And in this journey, they have come out with CA practice section, and it's now live for both CA foundation as well as CA intermediate aspirants. If you follow these steps, you can test yourself by giving an opportunity for yourself to face about 12,000 MCQs. And what more can you ask for in your CA foundation exam preparation? Yeah, and all you would have to do is click on the practice tab on the self study tab, and you need to click on the topic that you want to practice for, and then that's it. There starts the MCQs coming your way. You just need to select the MCQ that you want to take up and then practice as many as you can, because more you practice, better you become. No one ever failed because they practice way too much. They only become master of the problem by practicing it again and again. And you can also participate in daily scholarship tests that are being conducted for CA Foundation and CA Intermediate. Again, to do this, what you need to do is you need to open Try an Academy for free. Click on Start the Test and then just start the test. So this is scholarship test. You can avail scholarship by way of an Academy subscription by participating and then scoring really well in this test. And you can also join us in the journey of your CA Foundation by joining us in a mainstream batch on the Unacademy platform. For that, you need to avail a Plus subscription. The features of Plus subscription is you get to be part of live interactive classes. The structured courses and PDFs will be made available to you. Live tests and quizzes will be conducted. Open house is there at regular intervals. Digital notes will be made available to you for all the sessions that you take. An academy community is also something that you can be part of, and will have unlimited access to all these features throughout your subscription. If you want more, you can take up an Academy iconic subscription, which is these usual plus benefits, plus additional benefits like one-to-one live mentorship, printed study material coming at your doorstep, and also doubt solving sessions on the topic of your choice. We do take up your doubts during our plus class, wherein you can text and ask your doubt. You can send a screenshot of your doubt, question, or answer, and then ask us. Or you can also use the raise a hand feature, raise your hand, talk to the educator, and then solve your doubts. Beyond that, if a doubt is still not solved, you can take care, you can get part, you can join our exclusive doubt solving sessions and then get all your doubts. And to avail all of these benefits, you should take up our plus subscription, which comes at a cost of 25,500 for 24 months, 22,500 for 18 months, 18,800 for 12 months, 14,500 for 6 months, and 11,500 for 3 months. Alongside with, you can take up iconic subscription if you want printed study material at your doorstep and want one-to-one live mentorship and doubt solving sessions exclusively. So to avail this, you need to be paying 43,900 for a subscription of 24 months, 38,500 for a subscription of 18 months, 31,500 for a subscription of 12 months, and 23,500 for a subscription of 6 months. If you're wondering, is this the money that you need to shell out? The answer is no. There's an amazing offer running today, that is on 30th of September. This is the last date. Few hours left. If you can take up this subscription before the end of the day, you can get 20% off on the prices that I just showed you on the screen. But to avail this offer of 20%, you need to use the code YESHAS, which is YESHAS. By using this code YESHAS, you can avail 20% off on the prices that you just saw on your screen. So what are you waiting for? You can take up this subscription and then join us in this journey of CA Foundation. We will ensure that you will no longer be a CA foundation student beyond this November exam. You will definitely venture into CA intermediate. Get that? And the one-to-one live mentorship program is working. You can book your session and then attend now. What are you waiting for? Take up subscription and join us. Now let's get going and let's get into the topic of NPO. I always tell, use the power of asking, ask what you want, and see the power of it coming true, and then you hearing out, "Oh, okay." I say, no, no, no. What I was trying to tell is, use the power of asking and ask what you want, and unlock the power of getting what you want. So people have been asking, sir, NPO topic is something that we find little shaky. We are not very comfortable. Can you help us with this? So answering that loud is where I've started this video series of solving few important and tricky problems from the chapter of NPO and making it available for you all here free on YouTube. And in the past, we've done questions on NPO with VRS, NPO with VRS, and etc. And in this video, we'll be doing a master problem wherein the problem requires us to prepare receipts and payment account, income and expenditure account, opening as well as closing balance. Yeah, this is also there in our Yashaswini study material, which is the last question. So why wait? Let's get started. So let's read the question. The question goes like, the summary of receipts and payment of Bombay Medical Aid Society for the year ended 31st of December 2020 are as follows. They have not given us the receipts and payment account, but they've given summary of receipts and payment, which means we would have to prepare receipts and payment. So they've given opening cash balance, subscription, donation. So opening cash balance will come in the receipts and payment on the debit, and subscription received, this is again receipt, it will come on subscription in the receipts and payment on the debit, that is the receipt side. Donations received, this would again come in receipts and payment as receipt or debit side. This is raised for meeting revenue expenditure. So this donation need not be capitalized, it will not be posted to balance sheet, instead it will be written in receipts and payment receipt, and income and expenditure may income. Then we have interest on investments 9%. This is the money received. This should become receipt as well as income. If there is no adjustment, same money will become our income. However, if there is some adjustments with regard to accrued interest, we will adjust it and then write it as income in income and expense. We have payment for medicine and supply. This payment for medicine supply will be payment side of receipts and payment. Honorarium to doctor, again payment side, and these both payments for medicine supply and honorarium will go down to come in income and expenditure as expense. Then we have salaries 28,000. This would also appear on the payment side of receipts and payment, and income and expenditure may expense. Then we have sundry expenses, payment side of receipts and payment, expense side of income and expense. Equipment purchased. This is an asset purchased, not revenue expenditure. So this equipment purchase will come on the payment side of receipts and payment, but it will no longer be in the expenditure side of income and expenditure. This equipment purchase will come in balance sheet asset. If there is existing asset, we'll add it to it. If not, we'll create a separate line item on the balance sheet asset side and then write it. Of course, in the closing balance sheet, not on the opening. Then we have charity show expenses. Charity show expenses, two kinds of treatment can be done to this. The first kind of treatment is we can write this charity show expenses as deduction from our charity show collections on the income side of income and expense. The other way is write charity show expenses on the expense side, write charity show receipts or collections on the income side. You can either net it off and then write, or separately. Sir, which one is correct? Both of them are correct. Which one does ICI follow? In the ICI suggested answers, usually the answer will be they would net off the amount and then they'll write receipts or collections minus expense and then write the net amount. If collection is more and expense is less, they'll write it as income. If collection is less and payments or expenses is more, they'll write it on the expense side. You get that? But I would say that is possible when you know completely the question, when you are very much aware of the question, or when you have whole brain working in the exam. Sometimes you might read one of them, write it, and later realize that there is another item also related with it. So it is totally okay to write receipts as income and expenses as payment as expenses and not write them as that. It is totally okay. Sir, will we lose marks? Lose? No way. You'll get full marks in spite of the fact that you written it separate. You guys get that? Yes, I'll show it to you how it's presented. Then you have subscription due opening and closing. meaning this subscription due, whatever is here, this subscription 50,000, we need to open a separate ledger to rectify or identify the balances. We'll do that. Subscription received in advance will also come in the same ledger. There is stock of medicine. So this payments of medicine supply is there now. This would not be written in income and expenditure straight away as expense. We will open one ledger for medicine and creditors. Creditors are the people from whom we purchase. The reason is they have separate ledger amount due for medicine supply. So we'll open one separate ledger amount due for medicine supply. This is like creditors account. What is it like? This is like creditors for medicine account. So we'll open this creditors for medicine account. In this ledger, we'll write the opening balance, closing balance, and amount paid to creditors to find what is the purchase of medicines during the year. Once we find the purchase of medicines made during the year, after that, using this purchase of medicines made during the year, we'll identify the consumption of medicines. Why? We know opening stock of medicine, closing stock of medicine. So that if we add purchase, the balancing figure will be consumption of medicines. Such consumption of medicines will eventually go to our income and expenditure as expense. Got it? So we need to open two ledgers for medicine. One is for stock of medicine and the second is for amount due for supply of medicine. Got it, guys? Hmm. Then we have value of equipment. We had written here no equipment purchase. So we'll open one equipment account. We'll write the opening balance, closing balance, and this equipment purchase and determine our depreciation of equipment. Sir, why can't there be sale or purchase of equipment? If there is sale or purchase of equipment, cash balance would get affected. That would be part of our receipts and payment, which would be told to us. Get that? So in this question, they've given us the purchase of equipment. So we have it. If there is sale of equipment, that would have been given to us as a part of our receipts and payment summary. They have not given there, we'll assume that it is not there. Got it? Then we have value of building. There is no adjustment 50 and 48. So the difference will definitely be depreciation. There is no purchase, there is no sale. Unlike equipment. Hmm. You are required to prepare receipts and payment, income and expenditure for the year ended 31st December 2020 and balance sheet as on 31st of December 2020. Let us prepare receipts and payment, income and expenditure and balance sheet. Great. Come on, let's start. Solution to question number 3 or solution to question number 24 from our just study material and in the books of Bombay Medical Aid Society. Get it? Let's start writing that. One moment, guys. This is because today is 30th of September, no closing date. A lot of work piled up and I would have to do this also. So, one minute, just a small message. Great. Yeah, done. Thank you. Come on, let's get started now. Let's write solution. This is in the books of Medical Aid Society, Bombay Medical Aid. In the books of Bombay Medical Aid, we are preparing receipts and payment account, income and expenditure account, balance sheet opening date, balance sheet closing. You would need some working note ledgers also, subscription account, creditors for medicine, equipment and stock of medicine. Building account, I am preparing. You can skip this. If you take the difference between 50 and 48 as depreciation, write that 2000 depreciation in income and expenditure, 50,000 in opening balance sheet and 48,000 in closing balance sheet if you write, no? Done. Nothing else is required beyond. Chalo, let's start. From the beginning, we have opening cash balance. How much is our opening cash balance? Opening cash balance in hand is 8,000. So let's write opening cash balance in hand 8,000. Where do we write? Two places. In our receipts and payment account opening balance, two balance brought down, and in our balance sheet as the balance of cash. Which balance sheet? Opening balance sheet. Okay, come on, let's write it. This is our receipts and payment account. Right here, two balance brought down. How much is this? 8,000 rupees. And I would also write this in my opening balance sheet. Balance sheet as on 1st of January 2020. In our working note, we have balance sheet as on 1st of January 2020. Let's write here cash balance. How much is it? 8,000. Got that? Next, we have subscription money received to the extent of 50,000. This subscription money of 50,000 received is a receipt. In the receipts and payment account, I would have to write on the receipt side to subscription 50,000. Because the journal entry is cash account debit to subscription. In the place of cash, we're writing receipts and payment. So entry will be receipts and payment to subscription. So once I write in my receipts and payment as to subscription, in subscription account I should write by receipts and payment. What should I write in my subscription account? By receipts and payment. Let's write it. Firstly, in my receipts and payment account, on the debit, I'll write to subscription account. How much is the amount? 50,000. So in receipts and payment, I've written to subscription. In subscription account, I'll write by receipts and payment. Come on, let's go to subscription account. This is our subscription account. I leave little place for opening balance, and only after that I'll write by receipts and payment. Yeah, this is a subscription money received during the year, 50,000. Is this? Yep, this is the subscription money received during the year. You cannot say that entire 50,000 received during the year will become current year income, because some part of this 50,000 what is received in this year might belong to previous year, because in the previous year it was outstanding, or some part of this 50,000 received in the current year might be towards next year's subscription. So we'll keep our mind open, so our ledger will not close it, will not treat entire 50 as income, we'll just wait for it to get closed at the end of the period. We'll go on reading the problem, write all the adjustments, at the end of it we'll close. Till then we will wait. I hope all of you understood what I'm trying to tell. Great. So receipts and payment 50,000 khatam. Done. What do we have after that? We've written both the entries. Donations of 50,000. They've told that this is to be treated as revenue expenditure. So this 50,000 received is a receipt. So I'll write in my receipts and payment on the debit. In my receipts and payment, I'll write on the debit here donations. How much is donations received? This is 15,000 rupees. So I'll write two donations account 15,000. Two donations account 15,000. So receipts and payment may have written two donations 50. And this is revenue. So I'll not write it to balance sheet. In my income and expenditure, I can write by donations 15,000. It is current year income. Right? So I'll go to my income and expenditure, and here I'll write by donations 15,000. Entire 15,000 received during the current year is our income. Is our income. So I've transferred it to my income. Next item, we have interest on investments at 9%, 9,000. Throughout, we didn't find any other adjustment. So there is interest received to the extent of 9% on an investment, 9,000 rupees. So this money is received, so it is receipt and it is our income. So it will come in receipts and payment on the receipt side, income and expenditure as income. Let me write it in my receipts and payment. On the receipt side, I'll write here 2 interest on investments, which is 9,000. 2 interest on investments, this is 9,000 rupees. And in our income and expenditure, I'll write it on the credit. Income side, I'll write by interest on investments 9,000. By interest on investments 9,000. This 9,000 is at the rate of 9%. This 9,000 is at the rate of 9%. If 9% is 9,000, how much is the entire investment? Look at it. Interest at 9%. How much is interest at 9%? 9,000. So how much will be investment? It's very simple. 9% is 9. How much is 100%? Just do cross multiplication. Yeah. If it is this much for this much, then how much for this much? ಇಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು, ಇಂತಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂತ ಇದೆ, ಇಂತಕ್ಕೆ ಎಂತ, ಇವಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇವಳೋನ, ಇವಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇವಳು, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ತಾಂಡ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏತ್, ಆ ಕಕ್ಕಿತ್ಲ ಜಗಾರ್ಥ ಕಕ್ಕಿತ್ಲೆ. Get it? If you want to tell me in any other language, please do let me know in the comments and I'll tell you in that language. I hope I tried maximum possible language that I know. Oh, Hindi. इतने में इतना तो इतने में इतना. So simple. 9,000 divided by 9%. How much do we get? Is 1 lakh. If the investment is 1 lakh, then interest on it at 9% will come to be 9,000 rupees. So in our income and expenditure, we have written interest on investments 9,000. Now we'll go to write the investment of 1 lakh rupees in balance sheet. I have a question for all of you. Where do I write this 1 lakh worth investment? Should it be written in the opening balance sheet or should it be written in the closing balance sheet? Think. See, interest is received during the year. So the investment was there at the beginning of the year. You would have to write it in opening balance sheet. You would have to write in opening. Only if it was there at the opening date, you would receive interest for the entire year. That is for 12 months at 9%. That is 9,000 rupees. If in case it was not there at the beginning of the year, then it would have been purchased in the middle of the year. Then it would have come in receipts and payment as payment, for which they've given summary, and in that summary they've not told purchase of investments. So no investments are purchased during the year. Investments are there at the beginning date only. So I'll write this 1 lakh in the opening balance sheet asset side. Got that? And I should also write this 1 lakh in the closing balance sheet asset side. Sir, why? See, if it is there in the opening balance sheet, but it is not there in the closing balance sheet, what does it mean? What does it mean? It means that the investments are sold during the year. It means that the investments are sold during the year. If the investments are sold during the year, the investments are sold during the year, then there would be receipt of money. Am I right? There would be receipt of money. Have they told money received on sale of investments? They have not told. Because they have not told money received on sale of investments, it means that the investments are not sold. It means that the investments are not sold. You get it? Okay, so we'll write this 1 lakh rupees worth investments on the opening balance sheet as well as the closing balance sheet as asset. So this is the closing balance sheet. Balance sheet as on 31st of December 2020. Let's write here investments. Oopsie, sorry. The file crashed. Investments. How did we find it? 9,000 by 9%, which is 1 lakh. This is closing balance sheet. Balance sheet as on 31st of December 2020. We will also write it in the opening balance sheet. That is balance sheet as on 1st of January 2020. Investments 9,000 by 9%, 1 lakh. We've written at both the places. I hope you all understood. Let's get back to question. Then we have payments for medicine supply 30,000. We have purchased medicines, for that we made payments. This is not purchase of medicines. 30,000 is not purchase of medicine. 30,000 is payment to creditors. So we'll write this in our creditors account. So we'll open one ledger called as creditors for medicine. Yes, there is opening and closing balance, but we have not come till here yet. We're still in this line of the question. When I come here, I will write the opening and closing balance. For now, I will only write the payment. Yeah, payment will come in our receipts and payment account as payment. I'll write here on the payment side, creditors for payment 30,000. So in receipts and payment, we written by creditors for medicine. So in creditors for medicine, I should write two receipts and payment. Shall I write two receipts and payment? Credit hours for medicine, I'll write two receipts and payment account. This is 30,000 rupees. Two receipts and payment account, how much? 30,000 rupees. Got it, everyone? What do we have after this? Then we have honorarium to doctor, 10,000. This is the amount paid. There is no adjustment. So much money is payment in receipts and payment, and the same amount is expense in income and expenditure. Got that? Let me write it in our income and expense. As sorry, first we'll write receipts and payment by payment. Honorarium to doctor. How much? 10,000. And the same money I'll write in my income and expense as expense. To honorarium to doctor, 10,000. Got it? So it is a payment as well as expense. What do we have after that? Then we have salaries 28,000. There is salaries of 28,000, which again has no adjustment. This 28,000 rupees is paid and this 28,000 is expense. So we'll write it as payment in receipts and payment and expense in income and expense. Come on, let me write it. In receipts and payment, I'll write it as by salaries 28,000, and in income and expenditure, I'll write expenditure side to salaries account 20. Got that? What's after that? Then we have sundry expenses of 1,000. Again, has no adjustment. So this is expense as well as payment. So we'll write it as payment first on my receipts and payment account on the payment side by sundry expenses account 1,000, and in our income and expenditure as expense to sundry expenses 1,000. So it is payment and expense. No outstanding, no prepaid. Then we have equipment purchased to the extent of 15,000. Equipment purchased is a payment in receipts and payment. It is not an expense in income and expense. This 15,000 payment is a capital expense. It should be written in purchase equipment account and we should write it on the debit side as two receipts and payment. Shall we do the same? Come on. In my receipts and payment on the credit or on the payment side, I'll write by equipment account. What is the value of equipment purchase? 15,000. It will not come in our income and expense. Instead, I will open a separate ledger called equipment account. We would have to write opening and closing balance here, which I don't know right now, so I will wait. And now I will write eventually here as two receipts and payment. This is purchase of equipment 15,000 rupees. Two receipts and payment, purchase of equipment 15,000 rupees. You guys get it? Great. Then we have charity show expenses 1,500, which I'll write it as payment as well as expense. So in my receipts and payment account, I'll write on the payment side charity show expense. How much is this? 1,500, and this 1,500 of charity show expenses will now be written in income and expenditure as expense. So in the income and expenditure as expense, I will write two charity show expenses 1,500. Then we have charity show collections to 12,500 rupees. This is receipt and income. In my receipts and payment, on the receipts side, I'll write two charity show collections 2,500. Money is collected and this money is my income. So in my income and expenditure, on the income that is credit side, I'll write two by charity show collection 12,500. Then we have additional information. This information is available with regard to subscription due. Subscription due is income accrued but not received. Income that we have earned but not received. How much is that? Income accrued but not received on 1st of January 2020 is 1,500, and income accrued but not received on 31st of December 2020 is 2,200. 1,500 is opening balance of the asset and 2,200 is closing balance of the asset. Opening balance of the asset will come in opening balance sheet. Closing balance of the asset will come in closing balance sheet. And in the subscription account, asset having debit balance, opening balance on the debit, closing balance on the credit. So that's the two places where you should write. First, let's suppose this 1,500. This 1,500 being subscription due, I'll write in my subscription account on the debit side to balance brought down. This opening subscription due 1500. This would also come in our opening balance sheet. Balance sheet as on 1st of January 2020 as asset. On the asset side, I'll write subscription due is 1500 rupees. Got it? Then we have closing subscription of 2200. This would come in our subscription account as a closing balance of the asset, that is on the credit. I'll write here balance carried down 2200, that is closing subscription due, and this 2200 I'll write in my closing balance sheet as on 31st of December 2020 as an asset. I'll write here subscription due 2200. Next balance. We'll go to subscription received in advance. So this is pre-received income, meaning income is received but not earned. We have collected money before we can earn it. We have collected money before we can earn it. Such an income is liability. So opening balance of liability 1200 will come in opening balance sheet. Balance sheet as on 1st of January 2020. Closing balance of 700 will come in closing balance. More importantly, this is a liability and this will come in our subscription account. Opening balance on the credit side and closing balance on the debit side. Hello, let's post this. Subscription received in advance 1200 and 700. This is our subscription account. Opening pre-received or opening subscription received in advance. Liability opening balance credit side. By balance brought down. Opening subscription received in advance. Amount is 1200 and the closing balance in the same subscription account debit side. I'll write here to balance carried down. Closing subscription received in advance, that is 700 rupees. Got that? Next, we'll write this 1200, 700 in our respective ledgers. Sorry, respective balance sheets. So opening balance sheet, that is balance sheet as on 1st of January 2020. I'll write subscription received in advance 1200, and in the closing balance sheet, that is balance sheet as on 31st of December 2020. I'll write subscription received in advance 700. So we rightly posted both 700, 1200, 700, 1200 in subscription account and respective bank. This is done. Next we have stock of medicine. Stock of medicine opening balance 10,000, closing balance 15,000. So medicine account, let's write it in our medicine account. Medicine account. Here we go. Stock of medicine account. Opening balance, it is asset. I'll write to balance brought down. How much is the opening balance? 10,000, and the closing balance by balance carried down is 15. Opening balance is 10,000, closing balance is 15,000. Opening balance 10,000, closing balance 15,000, and we need to write this 10 and 15 in the respective balance sheets also. Chalo, let's go to our respective balance sheets. So where do we have? We have the opening balance sheet and the closing balance sheet. In the opening balance sheet, I'll write stock of medicine. How much? Asset side 10,000, and in our closing balance sheet as on 31st of December 2020, stock of medicine 15,000. Done. Then we have amount due for medicine supply. This is creditors account में balance due. Creditors account में balance due 9,000 and 13,000. 9,000 is credit side opening balance, 13,000 is debit side closing. And this would also come in our opening and closing balance sheet as liability because they have supplied medicine to us and we owe money to them. We haven't paid them yet. So let me write 9,000 in our creditors for medicine account. We already wrote payment in our creditors for medicine account by balance brought down 9,000. This is opening amount due for medicine, and to balance carried down closing amount due for medicine 13,000. So opening amount 9, closing amount 13. Let's write this in our balance sheet also. In the opening balance sheet, I'll write here creditors for medicine 9,000 liability, and in balance sheet as on 31st of December 2020, creditors for medicine 13,000. 9,000 opening, 13,000 closing. Creditors for medicine. Got that? What do we have after that? Then we have value of equipment, which is 21,000 opening and 30,000 closing. This is asset opening, asset closing, and in our equipment account, opening balance 21,000 on the debit, 30,000 closing on the credit. Shall we write that? Hello? We'll open one equipment account, and in the equipment account on the debit side, I'll write two balance brought down. How much is that? That, my friends, is 21,000. And by balance carried down, closing balance of equipment, how much is this? This is 30,000. So 21,000 opening, 30,000 closing. And we are done with equipment account by opening and closing balance. We need to write this 2130 in the respective balance sheet. 21 in the opening balance sheet and 30 in the closing. Let's write that. So in my opening balance sheet as on 1st of January 2020, I'll write equipment 21,000. This is the opening, and closing balance sheet 31st of December 2020. I'll write equipment. This is 30. So 21,000 is opening and 30,000 is closing. Yes, we've written this. Lastly, we have value of building. 50,000 opening and 48,000 closing. Building's opening balance is 50 and the closing balance is 48. Let's write it. Shall we open one building account? We are opening here an account for building, and in the building account I'll write two balance brought down 50,000 and by balance carried down 48,000. Opening balance of an asset debit and closing balance on the credit. We'll also write this to our balance sheet, respective balance sheet. Opening balance sheet as on 1st of January 2020. I'll write asset side building 50,000 and balance sheet as on 31st of December 2020. I'll write building 48,000. We've written that. By this we come to the end of the question, and major part of our answer is also. So you presented the question in a beautiful manner. I don't know how you people solve. Majority of them go about prepare receipts and payment first and then do income and expenditure and then do balance sheet. I would say do everything simultaneously. That's how the entire accounting should work. And now I've just read the question and I'm done with it. And people usually have the habit of skipping from here to here. Yeah, they'll be reading the first line of the question. This come to opening and closing balance. Then they move to the last line. Then they come here. Don't be jumping. Read the question in one order and solve it in the order. Because in the exam you cannot skip like that. If you skip like that, you might forget as to what have you accounted for and what have you not accounted. Got that? Great. So come on. So receipts and payment, income and expenditure, and both balance sheets, don't touch them. Close all other ledgers like subscription, creditors for medicine, equipment, stock of medicine, building. Close all these other ledgers. Only after you close all of these other ledgers, touch our balance sheet, receipts and payment, or income and expense. Got it? Great. So we'll come to subscription account. Subscription account where we have opening balances, we have closing balances, we also have receipts and payment. The only thing missing is income and expense. How much is current year income? You don't have to do plus minus, you don't have to use your brain, you just have to take the total. How much is the total here? 53,400, and here also you do 53,400. And I've also seen a lot of students doing plus minus or doing it in the form of a statement. I would strongly recommend you guys to do only and do only ledger. Ledger is the easiest way to crack it. Got it? So I'll write here two income and expenditure. How much is the balancing figure? 53,400 minus 1,500 minus 700. That is 51,200. How much is it? 51,200. This is the answer. Got it? So this is two income and expenditure. This is current year income. I will write this 51,200 to our income and expenditure account on the income side. Come to our income and expense. In our income and expense, on the income side, I'll write by subscription 51,200. In our income and expenditure, on the income side, I'll write by subscription account 51,200 rupees. Got it? What do we have after that? We'll go to the next ledger. Subscription account is closed. Credit hours for medicine account. Opening 9, closing 13, and receipts and payment is 30. So 9,000 worth of money was payable to them. You have paid 30 and you're still supposed to pay 13. This is because you purchased medicine from them during the year. How do you find it? Balance and figure. 43,000 is the total on the debit. We'll write 43 here and then do 43 minus 9. That is 34. What is this 34? This is purchase of medicine made during the year. When you purchase medicine, the stock of medicine will increase. So after equipment, we opened a ledger called stock of medicine. We had opening of 10, closing of 15. This is possible because you purchased medicine. How much? 34,000 is posted from creditors for medicine account debit from there to your medicine stock of medicine account. I'll change it here. I'll write creditors for medicine. Here I'll write purchase. This is, oh sorry, purchase. You purchase medicine during the year. And in here, instead of writing purchase of medicines, I'll write stock of medicine. And here I'll write you purchase medicine. So in creditors account, creditors are increasing because you purchase. I transferred to stock. In stock account, stock is increasing. So I'll debit by 34,000. Got it, everyone? I hope you have, and I hope you understood this part as well. Cool. So stock of medicine account, we wrote that our creditors for medicine account is closed. Now don't jump to close stock of medicine. Before that, we have equipment. Close equipment. Equipment at the beginning of the year was 21,000. Then you purchased equipment of 15,000. That will become 36, isn't it? The closing is only 30. So what happened to balance 6,000? Is it sold? If it was sold, there would have been money received and it would have come in receipts and paid. So the difference of 6,000, that is 36,000, 36,000. The difference is basically depreciation. Guys, it got closed. By income and expenditure. What is this? This is depreciation for the year. How much is that? That is 36 minus 30, 6,000. Because this is expense in the income and expenditure, I'll write it on the expense side, 6,000. Come down to our income and expenditure account. Here I'll write two medicine consume. Medicine consumed we didn't write. Let's write that next. We have equipment, that is 6,000 rupees. This is depreciation on the equipment. Get that? Equipment depreciation. Got it? Cool. What do we have after this? Then we'll close our stock of medicine account. We had 10,000 worth of stock in the beginning. We purchased stock of 34, but right now we have only 15. So the difference of the stock, what we have as 44 minus 50 is the consumption. How much is that? 29,000. So this is income and expenditure, medicine consumed. So in our income and expenditure, I'll write this medicine consumed 29,000 as expense. On come down to our income and expenditure ledger. Here I'll write medicine consumed 29,000 as expense. Done. So there we go. We're done with creditors for medicine. We're done with equipment. We're done with stock of medicine. Last ledger, building, easiest of the ledgers. Opening was 50, closing is 48. What happened? Yeah, what happened? Depreciation. How much? 2,000. Income and expenditure, depreciation. This I'll write it in my income and expenditure account on the debit side as depreciation 2,000. Shall we come down to our income and expenditure account? There on the debit side, I'll write 2 building 2,000 rupees. This 2,000 is depreciation. Got it? That's it. All the ledgers are closed. Now we need to close our receipts and payment. And receipts and payment may if opening balance is given, we'll find closing balance as balance and figure. If closing balance is given, we'll find opening balance as balance and figure. They've given opening balance, closing balance is missing. Closing cash and bank balance will be found as balance and figure, posted to closing balance sheet. Then we'll close our income and expenditure, identify surplus or deficit, post it to our balance sheet as surplus. Close our opening balance sheet, determine the capital fund as balance and figure, post it to closing balance sheet. Find the total capital fund and you would have inserted the cash or bank balance from receipts and payment. When you total your closing balance sheet will tell. And that's how you do this. Now, let's see it. So here we have receipts and payment. I'll take the total on the debit 8 plus 50 plus 15 plus 9 plus 12,500. This is 94,500. I'll put this 94,500 here on the payment side. Then I'll find my balance carried down. That is 94,500 minus 30 minus 10 minus 28 minus 1 minus 15 minus 1,500, which is 9,000. This 9,000 I'll post it to my balance sheet as asset. Which balance sheet? Closing balance sheet. I'll write here cash balance 9,000. So receipts and payment is closed. Now let's close our income and expense. 15 plus 9 plus 12,500 plus 51,200 gives us 87,700 as the total on the income. I'll write 87,700 on the expense side, and then from this I'll deduct 10, 28, 1, 1.5, 29, 6 and 2,000s, by deducting which I will be getting 10,200. This is excess of income over expense, which is surplus. This 10,200 should be added to our capital. I'll write capital fund here in the balance sheet liability side, which we don't know yet. To this I'll add surplus of 10,200. How much is this capital fund? This needs to be found how? By closing our opening balance sheet. We'll go to our opening balance sheet, which is working note number 1. Balance sheet as on 1st of January 2020. I'll take the total on the credit, or say, sorry, credit, sorry, asset side, which is 21,500 plus 50 plus 1 lakh plus 8,000 plus 1,500 and 10,000. This will give us 1,90,500. I'll write this 1,90,500 on the liability side, and from this 1,90,500 I will now deduct 9,000 and 1,200 to arrive at 1,80,300, which is our capital fund. 1,80,300 being capital fund, I'll write it to my closing balance sheet as 1,80,300. And to this 1,80,300 I will now add and then find what is my total capital fund, which comes to 195. To this 19500 I'll add 713,000 to arrive at my closing liability side total is 2,04,200. Let's now take the total on the asset side. 30,000 plus 48,000 plus 1 lakh investments plus 9,000 cash balance plus 2,200 subscription due plus stock of medicine 15 also gives us 2,04,200. Yes, yes, yes. And our balance sheet has tallied. And this is how you prepare or solve a master problem on not for profit. I'll show each of the part of the answer for a brief moment, so that if you want to take a screenshot or just quickly check any figure, you can. And if you have any doubt, you know what to do. You can get in touch with me, drop him, go to say comment to this video, or text me. I am CA Rajvardhan. If you can search with the name Accounts Man, you can find me. Yeah, and this is because you guys asked for it. If there is any more problem on NPO, what's bothering you, or if there is any chapter in CA Foundation or CA Intermediate which is bothering you, all you have to do is unlock the power of asking. Ask for it and then see. You never really know what can come your way. It might come true. I might just take the topic up and then solve it to help you people understand it. Yeah, so what more would you need more than that? So this is receipts and payment done. Here I go. Next, income and expenditure account. Done with income and expense. You can take a screenshot by pausing it. If you want this file, do ping me. I can share this file with you all. And opening balance sheet here for you. Sorry, this is closing balance sheet here for you. These two lines. Yeah, balance sheet for you. This is the closing balance sheet. And there we go, the opening balance sheet. Done. Then lastly, ledger accounts, what we were supposed to require. Subscription account, creditors for medicine account, equipment account, then we have stock of medicine, and lastly building account. Stock of medicine account for you. There you go. Lastly, our building account. The great, and I'll show the question also if you would want. This is the question. This is from ICA Material Hall by itself, page number 9.34. You can get the question from there. That's it, guys. Did you guys learn something new in this session? I hope the answer is yes, and I hope you also had a little fun. Remember, life is not a battle to be struggling, it's a game to be enjoyed. Till the time you're learning something new or having fun, it's all good. The day you guys either stop learning something new or stop having fun, trust me, you might start struggling because you might be in a battle. So, thumb rule to stay happy is pretty simple, it is to stay in the game. So, for one last time on this day, just one simple question for you. Are we in the game? I hope the answer is yes, we are in the game. See you all in another video on another topic, what you ask for. Till then, tata, bye bye, take care, and get lost. Bye, guys.